Okay, so we're here once again in Sword Factory X, and recently with the last update that brought obviously all the new enchants and things like that, we actually got a brand new feature that was actually hidden, which basically sort of randomizes when a quad spawn will happen. Now, if you might have noticed, every time after a quad spawn, or sometimes after a quad spawn, instead of these numbers basically reading 5, 15, 25 and 35, instead they might read 10, 20, 30 and 40, and basically what that does is it slightly randomizes when a quad spawn will happen, just to kind of throw off boss snipers basically. However, I don't think it's exactly the greatest system, and I know for a lot of the newer players who do try and get information and stuff, it may be a little bit confusing to them as well, as obviously then the quad spawn might not exactly happen at the time they expect it to happen. So I've actually thought of a brand new system or a brand new feature that might actually completely get rid of boss snipers and help out some of the newer players in the game. So let's just get straight into it. So basically this new system will add in a player's server age board basically onto a brand new leaderboard, which shows who have been in the server for the longest amount of time and those who have been in the server for the shortest amount of time. Obviously then this can be basically added in over here, and as you can see at the top of the boss spawns there is a server age board. However, this one will just show basically the players and how long they have been in this game for. So basically for the people who have been in the server for the longest amount of time will get the priority then to the quad spawns, and for the people who have been in there for the shortest amount of time, they will have to wait a specific amount of time for these quad spawns, and basically then they'll have to wait like a specific amount of time to be able to do the damage or to teleport or something like that. So basically what this can do, or how this can be done, is basically by adding a 2-second timer between each player. So obviously then for the person who is at the top of the list, they will have no wait time whatsoever. They can start damaging the boss instantly. However then for the people who are down, like the person in second, they will have to wait 2 seconds, then the person below that will have to wait another 2 seconds, until you get all the way down to the last person. And obviously then if the server is full, they'll more or less have to wait around 20 seconds before they can actually start damaging the boss. And that basically means then that the person who is actually at the top of this server leaderboard will then obviously have priority, because they have been in the server the longest, they have waited the longest, and they've technically grinded out the boss spawn for the longest amount of time. Now obviously this can be changed a little bit, maybe you can have like a more on the timer, maybe you can have less on the timer or something like that. However, basically what this means is that it basically stops people from then joining servers just to take the quad spawn from people and then leaving, and basically those the people who have been in the server for the longest amount of time do actually then get priority to that boss, and obviously then always have that boss for themselves, which I think is honestly a really good thing, and I think it should be a new feature in the game that might actually be a good step in the right direction, especially for the newer players. Now obviously it does depend on the type of people that you have in the server. Say you have the person who has been in the server the longest, they might be a really low level, so they might not get the spawn anyways. However, obviously then the people who have actually been in the server for quite a while, who can still attack the boss, they will still always then get priority over those people who have only just joined for the quad spawn. And honestly, it will completely get rid of snipers, just because one, the fact that people won't want to sit around and wait 20 seconds just to see the boss go anyway, and then obviously people who can actually attack the boss who have been in the server for quite a while, the boss will most likely be dead by the time it actually comes to the sniper being able to damage the boss, and then that way obviously there's no worries then about the sniper whatsoever, which I think is a really good thing. Now obviously there can be a little bit of problems with this, maybe like a couple of people might leave just before the quad spawn might happen, and obviously then the snipers might move up the list a little bit, but still they'll have to wait a certain amount of time either way, which I think is a really good thing. So basically how it would work is obviously the person at the top will have the priority, they will go straight away, they can damage the boss straight away. The person in second will have to wait 2 seconds, then they can start damaging that boss. The person in third will have to wait another 2 seconds, and then they can damage that boss. The person in fourth will have to wait another 2 seconds, and so on and so forth until you get down to the bottom. And yeah, I just think it's a really good, maybe like a good feature that can be added. Maybe you can take off a little bit of time towards the bottom of it, maybe like for the first 5 people there's like a 2-second gap, and then for the next like 5 or 6 people there'll only be like a 1-second gap, just so then everyone does still have a sort of minimal chance, I guess, basically. But still, I genuinely think this does need to be added, because boss snipers then will be completely eradicated from the game. Now obviously I do know that boss sniping is still a part of the game, and obviously it can, I guess, somewhat be a sort of skill. But realistically, when we do look at boss sniping, a lot of it is used with outside software such as RoPro that you have to pay for, which adds a complete pay to win element to the game, where the game still doesn't even benefiting from it anyways. And yeah, it's just honestly really annoying sometimes. So I do think that this system should be added, just to allow some of the newer players a chance to at least attack the boss anyways. And then on top of that as well, for the people who have been in the server the longest and who have grinded out the boss, will also get priority to the boss and basically get rid of snipers. So let me know what you guys think of this new system, whether you guys think it should be added or whether you guys think it's absolutely horrendous. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.